Hi, hello, how are you doing? Today I'm coming to you as the raw inspiration, and I have a raw food class, and I'm going to teach you how to make Beverly's version of a strawberry and vanilla raw cheesecake. And you might say, oh, cheesecake, but it's raw, it's delicious, and you'll see. So for the cheesecake today, we need the crust. For the crust, I'm using 1 cup of walnuts and a half cup of mulberries. I'm using a 3/4 cup of medial dates and 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. And I also have some spices like vanilla, cinnamon, some dried cranberries, and a pinch of salt. And we're going to make a delicious crust, and then we're going to make the filling for this cheesecake. I have my pan. I oiled it with some coconut oil, and I dusted it with some coconut crumbs, and now we're going to start. So join me at the food processor. For this recipe, we need a food processor for the crust, for making the crust, and a high-speed blender for making the filling. So I'll take you with me over to the food processor for the crust. So this is my food processor, and I'll put in first the nuts. Here I have the walnuts and the mulberries. And some salt, a pinch of salt. So I'm using, let's say, 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Just a little more. And 1 tablespoon coconut oil. And I'm going to crush those up first. Just a few seconds, and then I'll add the dates. I'll add in the dates and my spices. Cinnamon, some nutmeg, and cinnamon, nutmeg, vanilla, and some cranberries, dried cranberries, just to give it an extra tangy flavor. Oh, that smells so delicious. Now I'm going to test it to see if my crust can hold together. And I'm just going to make it a little, just crush it a little more. Okay. This is the consistency I'm looking for, because it has to hold together. It has to hold together. this out. You see, it has to be like this, like cookie dough. This is also delicious, very delicious. So this we're going to put now, I'm going to put in the bottom of my pan. I'm going to press it down, leave you see in a minute. You see, it has to be like a cookie dough. So if that's not the case, you just crush it a bit more. And you can just do it with your fingers, or you can do it with this. I prefer to do it with my fingers. And just get it fully in the bottom of the pan. It's just the same like a normal pie crust. You know, we have to put it in the bottom of the pan. Also with this raw food pie crust, it's good. Just get it all even out. You see, want to get it nice and even. So there we go. Look at that. You spread it out nice and even in your pan. And then this goes in the freezer until you make your filling. Okay, and now I'm going to make the filling. Just let me wash my hands. And now for the filling. For the filling, we are going to blend our cashew nuts. The cashew nuts goes in first. The cashew nuts, those were 3 cups of cashew nuts soaked overnight, drained, so I'm going to blend the cashew nuts, the lemon juice. I have the lemon juice. That was 4/4 cup. The maple syrup. Get all of that out. Maple syrup. Again, I need my dash of salt. Just a dash. And the vanilla. Remember the vanilla? You can also use a vanilla bean if you have that. Oh, that smells so good. And I'm going to blend this now. Okay. Now this is nice and smooth, but we're going to make it smoother. Look at that. And it's so delicious. And now I'm going to add the coconut oil, which I have already melted. And I want to say this is such delicious coconut oil. This is all the way from St. Lucia in the Caribbean. I'll add the coconut oil. And the cocoa butter. The cocoa butter I also melted, but it's started to get solid again. Cocoa butter. And I'm going to blend again. I'm going to give my blender a bit of help because, of course, this is a thick consistency. Just stir that up a bit. Help the blender along. If you're not using a high-speed blender, you might have to do this in parts because it might be too much for the blender to do it all at once. Now I'll just let you see how nice and smooth this is. Look at that. Pure vanilla cream. And it tastes delicious. And of course, I have to taste. You know, I tell all my ladies at the workshops, you have to taste. Taste. Delicious. Delicious. So this is our vanilla cream, and now I'm going to put half of this on the crust, and the rest half of this will be going on the crust. And after that, we'll do the strawberry part. You'll just take about a half, because after that, strawberries has to go in that, and then, but this has to go in the freezer for about an hour so that it can get firm. Scott, wat ik vergeten? Okay. Can you see that? Yes. this has to go now in the freezer. This is the half of the cheesecake, the vanilla part, and then the rest. This has to go for about an hour in the freezer. Hi ladies, now I'm back from the freezer. So the first half, the crust had to be in the freezer for a few minutes until we made the filling, the vanilla bottom. And now that is in the freezer for about 1 hour. And now we are going to make the strawberry part, because it's like I said, vanilla strawberry cheesecake. So now here's the strawberries, and they are going into, I use a combination of fresh and frozen. You can use either, but I choose fresh and frozen. And now I put that to the rest of the cashew cream, and we're going to blend those up to make the rest of the filling. And there we go, easy. So here we have the strawberry filling. And now I have to wait an hour until the vanilla is set, and then the strawberry filling can go on top. So ladies, I'll be back with you in about an hour. I'll see you. Hi ladies, I'm back, and I'm going to continue with the Beverly's version of the vanilla and strawberry raw cheesecake. So the vanilla bottom is solid. It's been in the freezer. By me it took maybe more or less an hour. You can check it once or twice. After it's solid, then you can continue with the rest of the cheesecake. And what I'm going to do is, here you see I have some fresh strawberries cut up, and I'm going to place these fresh strawberries on top of the vanilla filling. Okay. And you can get creative with this. If you want to put some raspberries or some blueberries, is also good. So you can get you can be creative with it. I am putting these to the like that. Get them all nicely in there. Okay, look at that. Beautiful. All right. And now I'm going to put, you remember, I blended up this after the vanilla, and now I'm going to throw this on top. This is going on top. Just get all of that deliciousness out into the cheesecake. And then this has to sit again for about another 3 hours. So if you have visitors, you have to plan your cheesecake and make it ahead of time, because you have to soak your cashew nuts. I soak mine overnight, but they must be soaked for at least 2 hours before you can make the cheesecake. And it needs a few hours in the freezer, so you have to plan it. And just let me get this cleaned off. Here you go. Now I have now she's finished, and it'll go back in the freezer now for about 3 hours. And then I'll be back with you again for the decoration of the cheesecake. And the tasting, don't forget. Hi, hello, we're back. The cheesecake has been in the freezer for 2 hours, and now it's ready to go. So you can always test it, because maybe the one freezer isn't that, it might take a little longer in the one freezer than the other. So I've took the liberty to go ahead and decorate it. You can decorate it with, I used strawberries and fresh strawberries and blueberries, but you can go ahead and decorate it as you wish. You can put some strawberries and blackberries or raspberries, whatever. So, and again, I want to remind you, if you want to serve this cheesecake for friends or family event that someone is coming or you're getting visitors, plan it and make it ahead of time. So now I'm going to take it, I went ahead and decorated like this. I'm going to take it out. Ta-da! And this is our cheesecake. And now I'm going to put it on here, okay? Bear with me. There she goes. Now, what do you think? Lovely? And we can put, if you like, another strawberry there, another strawberry, some more mint leaves if you want. I have a basil, excuse me, I have some basil on top. And your cheesecake is ready. And for the final part, okay, and you could always test it if it's ready to cut. And what do you think? Ladies, I hope you enjoyed this raw food class, and when you make your own, make sure to send me a photo of your raw cheesecake. Now enjoy. This is healthy, it's delicious, and you can enjoy it without feeling guilty. Now, I wish you all the best. Until the next time.